Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Nice warm up today. Summer-like temperatures across the state, getting up into the 80s, even close to 90 in some spots. Good evening and thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Bridget Piorlo. Glad you're with us. It was certainly a hot one outside today. Many families and kids heading to a splash pad in West Hartford to beat the heat. The splash pads were opened earlier for the season. For today only, they officially opened this weekend, May 25th.
I love it that we are again using the phrase beat the heat. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now for a look at the forecast. Rach?
Yeah, when we say taste of summer, we're not kidding. We actually got close to the record today in the Hartford area. 93 degrees for Windsor Locks, the record 95 that was set back in 1992. And we were about 5 degrees shy, or 6 degrees shy, I should say, of the record in Bridgeport. Taking a look at the current temperatures, we're looking at 74 right now for New Haven. So notice we are cooler for the Connecticut shoreline. The water temperature is still in the 50s and 60s. So any wind blowing off of the water can really make a big difference. 78 in Windham and 77 the current temperature in Waterbury. If you want to do some grilling outside tonight, it's a great evening for that. You'll see some showers to the west. They're going to fizzle out though by the time they get here, but eventually we will see showers and storms enter the picture. There could be an isolated shower or rumble of thunder after midnight, but then as we head into the day tomorrow, there could be a few rounds of scattered showers and storms, and we do run the risk of an isolated strong to severe storm. Any stronger storm could bring with it some strong gusty winds, some heavy rain, and maybe some small hail as a secondary threat. It'll also be a lot more humid tomorrow, so not as nice tomorrow as the weather has been the last couple of days. But we get back to the good stuff on Friday. We'll explain and talk about the weekend coming up.
Back to the good stuff, less humidity. Rachel, thank you very much. And as we look ahead to Memorial Day weekend, you might be getting ready to hit the water to stay cool. Coming up at 6:30, meteorologist Ryan Britton will look at our cold water safety tips. Plus, I have a look at the travel forecast, and we'll share the best times for you to hit the road this holiday weekend. So make sure to download our free Fox 61 News app for the latest weather updates and much more on Memorial Day parades as well across the state.
All right, now the Hartford Police Department is releasing its findings in an extensive internal affairs investigation. A state representative accused their officers of neglect of duty. State Representative Miriam Khan was attacked in front of the Hartford XL Center back in June of 2023. This is body camera video of the initial response. Andre Desmond faces assault charges. Another man who Khan claims saved her from Desmond is also facing assault charges. His name is Jason Spencer. Khan said the first police officers on the scene did not ask if she was injured or provide medical care. The report found officers responded appropriately, but said one of the officers did not include all of the usual information expected in his incident report. However, they say the report was amended later and did not impact the investigation. Our crews are combing through the video and 39-page report, and we'll have more throughout the evening.
New video just released from an officer involved shooting over the weekend in East Hartford. Police still looking for the suspect who sped away. Take a look at this. The incident happened at Governor's Auto Body Sunday afternoon. Police say the dispute arose over whether items were missing from a vehicle that had been towed into the auto body shop on Saturday. Officer Brian Altamirano was first at the scene. As he approaches the group, Officer Daniel Gofucci pulls up and the driver rams into his cruiser. The driver then rapidly backs into a couple with a baby as the man rescues a second child from the back seat. The man turns his own body just in time to save the child from hitting the wall of the building. That's when both officers opened fire at the suspect. Police say the suspect got into I-84 westbound and got away. The vehicle was later found abandoned on Trudeau Street and was determined to have been stolen.
A Fairfield Elementary School student recovering tonight after being hit by a car while walking to the bus stop. Police say the student was crossing the street in the area of Nichols Avenue and 1st Street. Officials say speed was not a factor and that the crash was in fact an accident. Police say this is an important reminder to talk with your kids about the importance of crossing the street safely. The Connecticut DOT recommends telling kids to look both ways when crossing the street. You should also make sure they are walking in groups and dress them in bright colors so they will be more easily seen by drivers.
In Hartford, a man was injured in a shooting just after midnight. Police responding to Westland Street, where they found a man in his 30s with gunshot wounds. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. No word yet on any suspects, but we're following the story and will bring you any updates.
And there was an extra police presence at Oxford High School today due to a security threat. Police responded to the school for a threat targeting a student. They quickly found the threat not to be credible and determined students and staff were safe. School plans to have a normal day tomorrow.
And we've been seeing demonstrations unfold at college graduation ceremonies and commencements across the country and here in Connecticut, with students and sometimes even professors walking out in protest of Israeli attacks on the Gaza Strip.
And today, the Coast Guard Academy commencement drawing in anti-war protesters to New London. Fox 61 has team coverage, and we begin with Lindsay Kane, who talked with the protesters today.
Demonstrators here outside the Coast Guard Academy say there are a number of issues they're calling attention to, but mainly they're calling for an end to the war in Gaza.
We're heartbroken and we're grief-stricken and we're angry.
As the celebration kicks off inside the Coast Guard Academy for the 2024 commencement ceremony, protests breaking out outside the Academy campus.
We are standing for peace and this planet, the environment, which is being destroyed.
The group Veterans for Peace has been advocating for decades for better military policies and practices. They're also calling attention to the war in Gaza, demanding an end to the violence.
This is a genocide. We're opposed to it. It's got to stop.
Demonstrators say the U.S. is funding weapons being used overseas. Pro-Palestinian supporters from other states also coming together in solidarity.
I'm here to just join these folks who are here marching for peace and standing for peace in Gaza and trying to encourage our government to reconsider its priorities of sending weapons that are killing children, killing women, killing innocent men.
Protesters say they want government officials to focus on investing in issues that are closer to home.
We're spending hundreds of billions of dollars on weapons and wars. We're not dealing with the environment. We've got students who are in debt. We've got a huge gap between the rich and the poor.
They're hoping their movement sparks change moving forward.
We don't talk about peace, we don't talk about diplomacy, we don't talk about negotiation. We're belligerent, frankly, as a nation, and I'm ashamed.
The organization Veterans for Peace is continuing their protests in Washington, D.C., hoping to catch the attention of elected officials and our nation's top leaders. In New London, Lindsay Kane, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Lindsay. Now to a look inside the 143rd commencement ceremony, and that's where we find Fox 61's Emma Wolfhorst. She spoke with graduates and brings us how they felt on this special day.
You may now divest yourselves of all symbols of cadet life.
A special moment, 4 years in the making.
I honestly never thought I'd be at this point. That freshman year was really long and it was grueling. But as we kind of went on, it got easier and I got to spend more time with people I care about.
People like Giulio Barbalatto's boyfriend and fellow graduate, Derek Raymond. The Connecticut native says commencement is bittersweet. He's excited for the future, but sad to part ways with friends.
You know, I'm going to miss being able to wake up and just walk down the hall and see him every day.
A sentiment shared by many former cadets.
I'm going to be so sad that I can't just be down the hall from my roommates and my friends.
Speakers Wednesday, including Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas, highlighting the 2024 class's accomplishments.
You have proven yourself ready for what tomorrow might bring and to shoulder the tremendous responsibilities that you will soon have.
But also their struggles.
You chose the harder path, the path of service, the path of commitment to something bigger than yourselves.
This class spent their first year at the academy dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic.
That first year, we had our classes in our rooms, our meals in our rooms, right? Very restricted on liberty.
Fourth class year really sucked because a lot of people left during COVID. So I think that says a lot. But then the people who stayed, it really made us get closer together.
And these more than 200 grads who made it to the finish line are unique not just for persevering through a pandemic. This graduating class has the highest percentage of women ever at 39%. As these new ensigns head out to their commissions, their advice for the incoming class:
bring extra socks. No, stick it out. You know, it's difficult, it's tough, right? College is tough, military academy is tough, you're doing both. but it is definitely worth it in the end.
Reporting in New London, Emma Wolforst, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Congrats to all of them. What an achievement. What great weather for them as well. Well, tonight it's a must-win for the Hartford Wolfpack. It's a Game 3 showdown with the Hershey Bears.
Fox 61's Jonah Karp is here in studio with a preview of tonight's game. It's going to be a tough one, Jonah.
It's going to be a tough one. If the Wolfpack are going to pull off the improbable by beating the Hershey Bears, they need a strong performance in net from Dylan Garan, who wasn't with the team for Game 1. Garan was called up to the Rangers ahead of their Game 6 win over Carolina, which forced the Wolfpack to make a late switch in a game where they ultimately gave up 6 goals. It was a rough start to the series for Hartford, but now Garan is back with the team, and this was his experience with the big club.
It was just a short little trip, I guess. Like I flew in and was the emergency guy for the game, the third guy there, and then they obviously won the game, so they didn't really need me for the next 2 days. So I got to come back and got to play in Game 2. It was crazy for sure. The Carolina was playing really good. Like they were kind of all over the Rangers there in the first 2 periods, and up 3-1, and you kind of don't really know what's going to happen. And then it was an amazing game by Kreider there, and really happy that they won the series.
So the Rangers are in the conference finals. They take on Florida in Game 1 tonight, but Garand is here in Connecticut looking to help the Wolfpack get to the conference finals. They need to win the next 3 games in the division finals for that to happen starting tonight. It's win or go home in a Game 3 between the Bears and Wolfpack from inside the XL Center. Puck drops at 7 o'clock, and we'll have a full recap later tonight at 10 and 11. Live in studio, Jonah Karp, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.